hardly because we've written officially, but we have not gotten any response.
What do you want exactly to be exact? What do you want exactly?
We want to be listened to. One, that we have a case. This case is the fact that the NRM party allowed us to participate in the NRM primary elections, and at the end of the day, they disqualified us on the grounds that we do not know. We feel like we at least deserve clarity, we deserve explanation, and we also deserve to be listened to.
Not work. Yes, that's what I have.
So where do you address your issues?
Why haven't you not petitioned? Have you petitioned the party officially? That's the first question. But also the second question, I failed to listen to you. Apart from failing to refrain from voting the party, what other steps do you hope to take?
One thing, we said if they fail to listen to us, we are going to rally behind independent candidates so that they can transform. Secondly,
we shall communicate our next course of action as and when they respond.
Marriott, Basembabule, Nzom Kuba Unsa delegates, Abasin Chief Leader Unsa, National Youth Council. Nayefe, twakirizibwa okugenda mu campaigns, ne tukola mobilizations, ne tunoonya abalonzi, ne tukola buli kimu, ne tukola campaigning materials. The next, leero ng'enkeera Akalulu ne bagana otunominatinga. Twawandikira party, twawandikira offices ez'enjawulo nga tubabuuza lwaki tebatunominatinga. Kubanga twafollowinga guidelines, twafollowinga abantu betuze tulabako emabega nga baparticipatinga mu parties, naye ffe ne batugaana. Ne tutula ne tubuuza ffe lwaki baatugaana. Okwesimbawo n'okuyingira venue okuyingirawo plot 13 gwali buzibu baatugaana. Kyokka nga guidelines afuluma zigamba tulonda ate batulonda. Ne twebuuza lwaki baatukiza tugende tukole campaigns ng'ona tugenda tukaffe batugaana okuparticipatinga. N'ekirala ne bwe bakkiriza okujja balondebwe n'okulonda tebyali kiriya. Batuuka ekiseera ky'ekiro nga bwe bataddewo okulaba ate ekiro bwe bajja balonde be babaze nga babagamba mudde mabega tetuddemu tubabale. So tetuli bamativu n'ebikolebwa mu NRM ng'era tugamba ffe bwe tuba tebatuyise kutuwuliriza tutule tulwannyonyere obutali bumativu bwaffe naffe tugenda londa ba independent candidates nga naffe bwe twesimbawo nga ba independent ate ne bawagira bakandidates aba parties ne batusidelininga. So naffe tusazeewo leero bwe ba tebagenda tuwuliriza naffe tetugenda babalina.
Amanya gange nze Subiaiza era nesimbawo wa chairperson obwa National Youth Council Kalulu akawedde. Tuli wano ffenna nga wotulaba abakulembeze b'abavubuka kati tuli babativu n'engeri pate ya NRM gyekolamu ebintu byayo egenda neewereza abantu nga National Treasurer Ajatumadina ne bajja mu bululu bw'abavubuka ne babuteekamu emivuyo ne basipendinga ne sente ezikunukiriza mu buwumbi. Ife ng'abavubuka twebuuza obululu buno obukulembeze bw'abavubuka bulime tukutwala mu maaso lwaki mutubateekako abantu bemwagala mulina interests ki? Anyway, ebyava mu kulonda tebyatusanyusa lwa nsonga nti babyenyingira mu nnyo ne bibeeramu obutali bwenkanya. So nga bwe tuli wano ffenna abakulembeze b'abavubuka tulina abatugoberera emabega waffe tusazeewo bwe tuba tetufunye audience ya gavumenti tetugenda kuddamu bya party chairperson tugenda kwenyigira mu mobilizinga nga tumobilizingira abantu abali independent kutandikira kuba MPs ababavubuka tetugenda batira ku liiso. So tubadde tusaba tufune audience ya party ewulirize ku nsonga zaffe ng'abavubuka kubanga abasingayo obungi mu ggwanga. So at this point you are asking a question. Amawulire mu birabe naye ate weewaawo buli we tubadde tujja nga tuwandiika bano abantu ebiwandiiko babituulako nammwe abanamawulire mujja gendayo mubabuuza babituulako babuzaabuza kyova tuvuddeyo twogere eri eggwanga limanye ekiriwo nti waliwo emivuyo obukulembeze bw'abavubuka okutwaliza awala.
Amanya gange nze Namakula Gloria nga ndi youth representative okuva Hoima nga nali nesimbeewo mu kalulu k'abavubuka ak'eggwanga lyonna naye sikkiriziganya n'ebyava mu kalulu okupanga mwalimu emivuyo mingi. Akalulu ke twalimu wiiki ewedde kalimu abantu be baatuleetera baturepresenting naye nga si be baffe be twagala. Nga nze yalimu nga nnoonyeza akalulu eggwanga lyonna okumala emyezi 3. Then ne bukyenkya ku makya ne baleetawo omuntu n'agamba ono gwe tuba tulina okulonda. Nze ng'omwana omuwala ng'omuvubuka mba ndaba eddembe lyange erya democracy to participate into elections baba balirinyiridde. So nsaba gavumenti, nsaba president waffe ow'eggwanga yingira mu nsonga zaffe. Mbuno ensonga z'abavubuka bwekyekwata ku mawanga, democracy ne tribalism bifuuse ensonga wano. Ffe abaana abavubuka tuulya mbuno eddembe lyaffe balirinnyeko era tovuddeyo tugamba bwe bati against each and everything tugenda kufrontinga aba independent kubanga mu party mulimu abaana n'ebyana tukooye okubeera ebyana kubanga ffenna tuli baana balina eggwanga mutuwulirize. Give us audience. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, the people of Uganda. My name is Daniel Moro. I am the youth chairperson of Lira District, and I'm also one of the contestants who participated in the recent youth council election that got done on 2nd. We are here as a team with my fellow colleagues who also participated in the election, but here we have come to raise a concern to the nation, more particularly to the leadership of NRM and our national chairperson, that is His Excellency the President of Uganda. As the young people who participated in the election, we realized that there were a number of flaws and irregularities that happened, and we felt like some of this concern needs to be attended to. First and foremost, during our primary election that took place on 30th, we realized that there are candidates that were already predetermined in this election. And of course, that one made us, as the candidates who participated in the election, to make us feel like in this government, there's specific kind of people that are always favored as compared to others. And of course, in this particular case here, we have realized people coming from better families, people who have been working with the secretariat and so on, who are really being given priorities at the expense of the children coming from a humble background. So here we have come to raise this concern that we need to change the narrative because it's failing to give us the opportunity to participate in the core principle of NRM, and that is democracy. Secondly, we also realized that our election was postponed from the earlier communicated date of 26th up to 38th. So realize that that was a period of about 3 weeks, and making the entire thing to be a little bit challenging and hectic, especially when it comes to cost. So we realized that as this issue really affected us, the candidates, we feel like there are a lot of issues that we really need to discuss with the leadership of NRM so that we reconcile on these matters. And then thirdly, what pained us most is the commercializations of the politics. We realized that a number of people engaged or injected a lot of money on the candidates of their own interest. So you realize that this issue where we are trying to see, it is taking our country. If you're a son of the peasant or from a poor family, you are unable to participate in this kind of a democratic process. So here we are calling upon the nation. We are calling upon the leadership of the NRM that can we also be given the space to participate in this kind of election, because you realize that a person like me, Moro Daniel, who knows nobody in this government, you cannot stand up and take up a position in the NRM and also in the elected position. So we feel like some of these issues need critical attention, and we really need to discuss this with the leadership of the NRM, and we have been trying to do all what it takes to ensure that we engage the responsible authority. Immediately after our election, we went up to the secretariat, we presented our issues, and they told us that we should wait, they're going to wait for opportunity, and then they will call us back. And up to this particular moment, we are also calling upon the national chairman to give us a listening here, because the issue that is at hand right now is making some of us to get demoralized from supporting the party, because you realize that when time comes and they request for your votes and your support, they really need young people. But when the young people comes and they want to be supported too, to develop their leadership capacity, they are always sidelined. And lastly, it's our humble prayer and wish that the chairman, the national chairman, gives us the listening ear, because if not, in our plan, we feel like the candidates that were left out, that were very competent because of lack of finances and so on, we feel like these are the candidates that we are going to rally behind them, and we support them so that they're also able to find a space. And lastly, we're also going to sit down and make a discussion and communicate our next course of action if we are not given the opportunity to be listened to. I want to thank you so much.
Moro.
Somewhere here. Then where's
Yeah, man, I know you're telling us the reason why we're here. Why you're here. Then we will ask questions as we proceed.
My name is Subi Isaac, and I'm a youth leader. I am chairperson of the young people from Ginger City. I am an aspirant in the recently concluded youth elections. I aspired for position of national chairperson. Today we are here as young people to voice our concerns of the unfairness that are in the elections of the young people in this country. There's a section of people, particularly in the NRM Secretariat, who have made it a point to always front candidates of their own interests. As young people, they are frustrated. They are injecting billions of money in these elections, and the choices of leaders we get are not the people we deserve. Today we have a committee that cannot even mobilize, not because they are the rightful leaders, but because they are engineered by mafias. Two, we are also here to seek the attention of the nation, but most importantly to seek the attention of the national chairperson, His Excellency Lord Kaguta Museveni, to come and intervene so that we have a reconciliation as youth leaders. So that the grievances that we have are raised to a platform. We want to send a very strong message as young people that should our concerns not be listened to as the young people, we will not vote for the NRM this time around. Thank you for listening very much.
What are those concerns?
Of the national treasurer in our election and other stakeholders who are not youth. Two, we have our colleagues that were treated misfairly, that were not handled fairly in these elections. Some were disqualified. Even in some instances, we saw the NRM Electoral Commission and the entire commission being partisan, and we feel that this is wrong. Finally, it is rumored that even some of the candidates that we have today do not qualify to represent us in our youth bracket, and we feel these are things we want to resist for. So I'll not waste a lot of time. Let me give some of my colleagues time to voice their concerns.
Before you give them not work, yes, that's what I have.
So where do you address your issues?
Why have you not petitioned? Have you petitioned the party officially? That's the first question. But also the second question, our decision. Can you brief us briefly?
Yes, it is true. We have several write-ups which we will show you as the media. But what happens for as long as young people get organized and right, the persons in charge always take their time to play us around. They never address our grievances. They sit on them. So that is why we've come out of the mainstream media to help us voice our concerns better. It is not true that we've not written. We write to them, but the big wigs never get to know of what is happening down there. So we have written petitions, and yes, we will continue to write. But this is one of the avenues we are using to get better audience from them.
My name is Agres. My name is Agres Roshechesa. I hail from Kamwenge district. I am one of the contestants in the recently concluded elections in the NYC for the position of Secretary for Student Affairs. As a representative from Uganda National Students Association, which is an organization for all the students in Uganda. It sends 4 representatives to represent it on the National Youth Council. And from time immemorial, these representatives have been in position to participate both as candidates, if they want, but also as delegates who can vote and also be voted for. And that's how it has been. And even when the NRM party, our dear mother party, brought out the guidelines for us to follow, it was said that, and stated clearly as a note, those guidelines, that those 4 UNSA representatives can actually participate as both candidates and delegates who vote. But to my disappointment and my fellow other UNSA representatives, when we got to the venue to pick our nomination forms, we were told we qualify. We were told we qualify when we went to pick the nominations. We went ahead, picked the nominations, filled them, and on bringing them on the last day, 2 hours, the closure of the nominations, we were bounced back without any formal writing, without any clarity, without any explanation. The only thing we got was that they received a call from the Electoral Commission telling them not to allow us nominate. We feel like this is unjust, this is unfair to us as the youth that have grown up to be strong leaders of NRM to deserve such case of injustice. So we call upon to our plea because we've written officially, but we have not gotten any response.
What do you want exactly? To be exact, what do you want exactly?
We want to be listened to. One, that we have a case. This case is the fact that the NRM party allowed us to participate in the NRM primary elections, and at the end of the day, they disqualified us on the grounds that we do not know. We feel like we at least deserve clarity, we deserve explanation, and we also deserve to be listened to.
Ladies and gentlemen, the nation at large, my name is Odon Aaron, the district chair, Bavubuka district. As the youth of this country, we are not happy. I want to answer one question that you were asked, that have we followed some steps before reaching here? Honestly, after the primaries, we were in position to table our problems, all that we went through at the secretariat, and we were told to be patient. This one happened before the final election. We were told to be patient because the national chairman, who was supposed to listen to us, was still in for a rally. But at this point in time, we are seeing that there is some little break. If they can give us opportunity for a reconciliation meeting, because during the process for primary elections, number of days were increased. The period which was stipulated earlier on was increased by more than 4 weeks. So we wasted a lot. We placed in a lot of money, honestly, during the process of primary elections. But at the end, during the primaries, a lot of things happened because election, first of all, went up to night. And at that point, even non-delegates were counted during the elections. And this one affected most of us. That's why most of the potential leaders are left behind, and the people who went through are people who cannot even mobilize. Yet the team you're seeing here, these are the best people who can mobilize for the country. And we are believing and we are telling the government that they have to listen to us, because right now we are the people who are going to mobilize for the primary flag bearers, for national MPs, national youth MPs, regional youth MPs. We are the voters, we are the mobilizers, and we are here and we are not being looked at like potential people. Yet we have a lot that we can impact for the country. So we want that moment for reconciliation meeting with the party chairman, for us also to feel like we are considered like members of the party and we work together. But if we are not listened to, then it means we have to get other candidates that we feel they have the quality and they share the same vision like us, and we shall support as the members and the youth for this country. That is what we have as the youth for this country.